We do a little stock action, a little stock up, stock down. Today's edition, and we bark.
Clint,
your dog's always a little different sounding.
Clint, can I get a bark? There we go.
Wow.
Now we up in these stocks.
I don't know that's what she was going to bring.
I like that. That's the strongest one, maybe.
That was.
that dog got that dog in me.
Today's edition right here on The Drive is a little Texans mandatory minicamp. If you've been under a rock, you've missed it. Today was day 2. We're 2 days into this mandatory minicamp for the Houston Texans. Our guys, Ron and Clint, they were both out there, eyes on the practice field. And we got eyes on this market. So starting with you, Ron, the show stock up for you for these Houston Texans as minicamp is underway.
I'm going to go stock up with, and I think D'Amico probably starts with this, but anybody who's involved, and I would think D'Amico, Kales, Nick Caley, and Popovich, whoever's involved with the offensive line decisions, I go stock up there, Clint, just because there's a couple of moves that I respect. I don't know if they're going to work out, Clint and Tyler, but I respect. They're not forcing Juice Scruggs into the top unit or anywhere just because they moved up in the draft to get him number 2. They're not forcing him at center. They're not forcing Patterson, someone they drafted themselves. Andrews is somebody who I didn't look at before camps started as a guy that was going to be a starter. Hell, not even second string. He has clearly been the number 1 center that they have a plan for. And like I said, I don't know if Juice Scruggs is that much better than everybody else, but I can respect the thought that they are not trying just because he was a high draft pick and just because Cam Robinson is a guy that they spent the most money on in the offseason, and from an offensive line perspective, he don't look like he's got a shoe-in spot, right? He may be the starter, but Ariante Ursary is getting as much run. They're alternating. It looks like there's a competition there. And, generally you look at some teams, Clint, hey, man, we spend $12, $14 million on a guy on 1 year. He's going to play. And I'm not saying he won't, but it looks like they are not basing decisions upon how much a guy is making or where we drafted a guy. It thoroughly looks like we're going to get this thing fixed, and we're going to get it fixed with the top guys. Again, I don't know if it's going to work, but I do respect that process.
The biggest problem in Houston, I'll argue one of the biggest problems in all the NFL is pass protecting for C.J. Stroud. And I was worried. A lot of the conversations were, we're just going to pick our best 5. We're going to get our best 5 up there. I was worried because they didn't take bigger swings in free agency. And look, I don't know how big of a jump they made from a talent perspective. And I'm not even talking about the Laramie Tunsil, Cam Robinson move right there. Take that out of the mix. I don't know how much talent-wise they improved when you look at left guard to right tackle, those 4 of their offensive line spots. But I love the way that they're addressing the issues. You got left guards playing left guards. You got right guards playing right guards. You got centers playing center. You got tackles playing rebounds around a little bit. And as you mentioned, Juice Scruggs playing all 3 interior spots. Everybody else is in position and playing one particular position, learning the offense, communicating the offense, executing what they're supposed to at their respective position. And I was worried we were going to see that turnstile approach at every position, and we haven't. I absolutely love it. You're right. The stock up for all those O-line decision makers, no question.
You are tuned in to Stock Up, Stock Down right here live on The Drive with Stoerner and Hughley every Wednesday right around 3:20 p.m. That was Ron's Stock Up. Today's edition is Texans minicamp as it is 2 days in for this 2025 off-season program. Clint, over to you. Little stock up for the Texans in this minicamp for you, Dirty Red.
Well, the stock up for me is there were several I could have picked from because there's been a lot of good that I've seen, not like surprise good, like I didn't expect good. But I think the biggest one for me is Kamari Lassiter at this point. It has nothing to do with his play. It has everything to do with I am dead ass serious. I believe that we need to be talking about Kamari Lassiter in the same vein that we talk about Will Anderson when it comes to leaders, alphas, tone setters, setting the standard. We've heard D'Amico Ryans talk about you want to know what it means or what it's like or how to play Texan football. You watch Will Anderson, and now all of a sudden this year he's also Will Anderson and Kamari Lassiter. And I think it's real. When you watch practice, Kamari Lassiter jumps off the screen. When you watch practice, there's no doubt about it that defense is the energy, everything is just through the roof.
The arrow's pointed up,
and I think Kamari Lassiter embodies that at that third level of the defense, just like Will Anderson does at that first level. We talked yesterday about how C.J. Stroud being at practice, the vibe was totally different for the whole team, definitely for the offense. I think Kamari Lassiter does that for the defense. And when you're in the backside of it, everybody can see you making plays and not all caught up in the wash at D-line. I think it's a little bit more in your face. So I got to go with Kamari Lassiter. The stock is up after watching him a few times.
You definitely can hear his ass on the field.
No question. You can hear him talking and slapping his own helmet.
Yeah.
You are listening to H-Town's #1 afternoon drive sports talk program with us three gentlemen. We're on the show, Hughley, Clint, Stoerner, myself, Tyler Milner, live on the drive every day with you 2 to 6. And every hump day at this time, we do these stocks. We got the stock ups out of the way. Back to you, Ron Hughley. Give me that stock down for this 2025 minicamp.
Listen, man, I don't know what's happening, but none of this can be a good sign for Christian Harris. I don't know what's happening. I know that D'Amico last week when I was out said that he'll be ready for training camp. We have no idea, is there an injury or whatever, but the way his season ended last year as what it would appear he was getting healthy special team snaps, but nothing else. And then we come in, they've got 2 weeks of OTAs, now a mandatory minicamp, and we haven't seen him or haven't heard any report of injuries, but haven't heard reports. And now we're seeing guys like Nick Neiman, who is out there getting run in a spot that you would think he should be in. E.J. Speed, who's been a starting linebacker most of his career in this league. And I don't know, it just feels like he has fallen further and further out of favor. Could be dead wrong, but I just don't get the sense, Clint, Tyler, that this is a good thing that he just hasn't been to on the field for any of these camps, OTAs or anything.
Yeah, there's not a lot there to discuss. Him not being there and the way last year went, it absolutely cannot be a stock up. It's got to be heading in a downward direction. Hell, maybe spiral.
Yeah, it might be.
Let's hope not. All right, Dirty Red, put a cap on this thing for us. A little peek at this Texans market as minicamp is underway. What is your stock down for the Houston Texans as we move forward into day 3 of minicamp?
Quick and easy, man. Dameon Pierce. Nick Chubb's in town, different level. I think Dameon Pierce's days in Houston have come to an end. And by the way, he's not been seen either, so I don't know if it's injury or what's going on. But you talk about downward trend, downward spiral. I think you got Christian Harris on the defensive side of the football, and I think Dameon Pierce on the offensive side of the football.
Is Dameon Pierce and Chaz McCormick, don't they feel very similar?
Yeah, different shades, but yeah. Tones, yeah. Tint.
Yeah. Okay, you wanted. Yes,
that's fact.
One part is a part of the Oreo. The other one is the other part of the Oreo. I got you. But also just their trend. having a big year before where they've shown a lot of promise, and now all of a sudden,
I'm tracking with you now.
Now all of a sudden, man, he can't beat Jake Dubon out to the field, and you can't beat Dare Agumbawala out on the field. Where who would have thought that with those two guys? Get out! Oh, going it, boy. They both need some change of scenery, and I'm with you. I think one of them will, if not both of them. I think DP probably will. All right.